It's Daylio. Or I guess there's a lot of apps if you wanna mood track and journal digitally. But this is the most popular one, and this is the one I've always used. So it's this app where you add entries, and with each entry you pick your mood, and then over time you'll get a lot of data on how much your life sucks. If I had to take 10 things to a desert island, I would take a phone. And if I could get one extra app on that phone that isn't there by default, it would be Daylio. So as you can see, I like this app. So much so that I have 13 days in a row logged in. So naturally, I kinda got this itch to talk about it and kinda justify why I would do such a mad thing. Firstly, it's everything social media isn't. Now I'm not saying social media bad. It's just that sometimes you spend so much time there that you just get like this information overdose. And you just wanna find something else on your phone that takes your mind somewhere else. I start to crave the complete opposite, which is having a social media where it's just you. You don't have to impress anyone or worry about how others might react. You can just post whatever you like. No more comparison, no more arguments, no more idiots. Well, maybe one. And because of that, I love reading my old entries because they are just so real. They don't hold anything back. I can't say the same thing about my social media posts. But yeah, that was just a flashy answer. Just saying that doesn't really convince anyone. And it's not even the half of the reason why I use this app. Let's keep it going. Quick question. What were you doing 17th of March 2024? I ate some pie and played floorball. No day gets away from you. You have the fullest grasp of your entire existence on this planet. Say any date and I'll tell you what I did. That's like a superpower. But seriously though, last year felt like 5 notable things happened. But because the entirety of last year is now tracked, I realized that there are way more notable things that happened last year. Instead of 5, it was like 7. So thanks to tracking, my life gets a lot more credit than it otherwise would have. I think that's pretty nice. Daily mood tracking will also expose the lies of nostalgia. I hear so many people on the internet say how past was so much better, and you will always have those people around. Some people grow out of it and some people maybe don't. I was way ahead of the curve. When I was on 6th grade, I was already listening to Minecraft soundtracks and getting nostalgic about it. Later, when I was like 18, I realized that now I was craving to the nostalgia of the 6th grade. Endless cycle. Of course, it will take some time to get to a point where you've tracked a period of your life that you now feel nostalgic towards. I'm so certain that if I did mood track on 6th grade, I think 6th grade was peak living. I think my mood would have been the same as right now, if not lower. What I'm trying to say is that we forget how we feel and what we think very quickly. It's like a news feed. One week there is a wall of articles about this thing, and the next week most of those articles have been like forgotten and we will never come back to them ever again. So for some reason, if your brain doesn't remember exactly how you felt back then, it's just gonna suspect that maybe life was amazing, and this makes no sense. So someone might now think that, oh, that's nice, because of mood tracking you get to realize that life has never been that great. Not true. Because of the third reason. My life is pretty good. But sometimes life doesn't go too well. For me there are instances where it feels like the world is gonna end. Like because something so drastic happened to me. But then days go by and I just sort of get over it and forget about it. And then I look at my monthly recap of my mood and I'm fully expecting it to like hit the floor. But it turns out it was just this little sad dip. When I freak out about something, I give it 2 days and it's gone. And I know this is kind of common knowledge, but yeah. Let's talk about how can you get started. We're gonna talk about Daylio because that's the only one I've used and I've never had a single problem with it. It has a premium version, but the free version isn't too shabby at all. Actually, it's pretty good. But I have the premium version because it was only 17 euros per year, which is 150 per month. I wanted to get the more detailed graph and more fun stuff, but there are pretty minor things. It seems to have a pretty good privacy protection because all of your like data is encrypted, apparently. I like to trust it, but at the same time I kind of hope that in 100 years it's gonna be like leaked. Because, like, don't you guys care about legacy? You can also customize the app a lot. And you can also add photos to your entries, which is fun. At first I was a bit worried about it because I was like, I don't want to show my face to you, but now I'm fully on board with this idea because it's just such a good way to capture a moment. But you know what will make it even better? Videos or audio recordings. Because then you can like put the audio recording on and record the ambient sounds, or you can put the recording on and then tell your worry. Sounds can add a lot. If you have the photos, great. But having the audio, it just adds a whole new dimension to it. Not to disregard everything I said earlier, but those reasons were mainly reasons for you to give this a shot. But now I'm gonna talk about the reasons I personally keep using this app. I like reading my old entries. I find some of them tragic, some of them comedic, and some are tragicomedic. Some remind me of the fun moments in my life. Some remind me how I changed over the years. I also like streaks because it's strangely rewarding to show up every day and do the same thing no matter how small the thing is. And just when I open the app, oh yeah, my phone's there. But when I open the app and I see the 300-day streak, I'm like, whoa. It doesn't even feel like anything anymore. I've taken it for granted. Yes. It's not a challenge anymore. By the way, even if you miss a day, you can still make entries for like yesterday and pretty much every day in existence. I'm too scared to like add an entry to like 1971 because I think that's possible. I'm scared it will like mess up the database. And one thing I forgot to mention is that you can add activities to your entries and you can add your own activities in there as well. If you have a very specific hobby, frisbee golf, then you can add an activity for that. And other thing you can add are important dates, which are cool because in the entire timeline they show up, you know, in this like special way. If I can talk about the social media comparison a little bit longer, it's like an app for my life. No agendas, ads, echo chambers, or people with dumb takes. This is not about being self-centered. It's about having a balance. If you're gonna consume, you gotta create as well.